So now that I've shared about the problem of food waste, I'm going to share some ways that we can reduce food waste in our own homes. Plan meals according from what you already have at home. Not going to the store when you're hungry helps because we tend to buy things impulsively and buy things that we don't need. And don't rely on expiration dates or sell-by dates because they're just mostly there for like taste and texture rather than safety. Serving smaller plates at home helps because if you serve smaller plates and you're hungry and you have more food, you're able to get more rather than serving larger plates and getting full and then throwing that food out. Freezing leftover food or fruits, even vegetables, is helpful as well. And composting, learning how to compost. There's some things you can compost are things like dairy, tea bags, eggshells. Just depending on each location has certain things that they accept or don't accept. So now that I've shared some ways that we can reduce food waste in our own home, I will be showing how to, I have some leftover fruit and how we can turn that into a smoothie rather than tossing it in the trash. So here I have my little. So I had some milk. Okay, so I have milk, but that's okay, it didn't work. And you put the fruit in. So this is fruit that I had that I knew was gonna go to waste, so I just cut it up, I trimmed like the things off the strawberries, and I just threw it in the freezer so I could have it ready when it's time. So it's all wet in here. I also have some yogurt. For this demonstration, I was going to use half a cup of yogurt. You don't have to, but you can. And then I add some honey in there to sweeten it. And you can put milk to start, and then put your fruit, put your honey, and add the rest of the milk at top, and then blend it. And as you, maybe 10 seconds in, you kind of, because the honey will squeeze to the side, you have to stop and mix it really good, and then blend it. So unfortunately, sorry I couldn't show you that, but I hope that next time you go to throw out food, you think about how much money you actually also waste when you throw out food. Thank you.
$5.39. Here, just grab one of those green rags.
Okay.
And then the bottle over there is cleaner. And then before you go, I want you to do it anyway.
Okay.
So just stop, make a mess of the table, and do your demonstration. How many of you think she did a demonstration? She did not, so she's going to do it now, so we can see.
For reals?
For real. You just showed us a bunch of stuff. Now I want you to show us how to do it. Don't you think? Who cares if it's a mess? You're going to clean the table up anyway, right?
Right.
Are you cool with that? How many of you want to see it? There you go. Look out. Look, Josie, you see everybody's hands?
Yes.
I know you don't have, so you don't have enough liquid is the problem, right?
Right. Unless somebody has some water.
No. Huh?
You need some water.
She needs some water. Ah.
That's okay.
Okay, so it wouldn't have mixed because you don't have enough water.
Right.
Maybe we won't make you do it because it's just going to make a mess in your container. All right. So, how much yogurt? How much milk?
I use your water.
That's Muffy.
Oh, you have a can in there.
She's got a can in there. That's her water for the day.
It is.
Yeah. Although there is a water fountain inside.
I don't drink water from water.
You what?
I don't drink water from water.
You don't drink water from water?
No, water from water.
No, it's not a water fountain. It's a filter.
No.
You don't trust it?
No.
So anyway, all right. Let's talk to Josie about what she did well and what happened. Let's first talk about the elephant in the room. Something happened. What do you do when something happens?
Keep going.
Take a deep breath. I would have taken everything out of the bag, laid it out, and then said, all right, looks like I've spilled my liquid, so we're going to do the best we can with what we've got. It's not going to look right, but I wouldn't apologize. You can't apologize. It is what it is, right? So did she panic? A little bit. A little bit. She didn't freak out totally, but you started talking in the bag, crap, right? You definitely said crap. And then it made you rush your conclusion at the end too, because you were flustered, right?
Yes.
And so here's the real lesson. Check your stuff before. Is the bottle going to stay on? I don't like pop tops personally. I like screw tops. That way stuff, and I do that because I travel all the time with all my food for racing. So I save my old orange juice containers, and that's where I make liquid meals for lunch. I make my smoothies, and then screw tops. And that's what goes in my cooler. Because guess what? I've done the pop top, and then when you end up with smoothie all over your cooler, it's kind of nasty. So, but I've learned the hard way too. Okay. So the thing is this: it is what it is. You can't panic. You can only attempt to fix it, and you only have so much time to fix it. So the best bet is still to demonstrate to us the specific steps and action. So this would be a lot more milk. I'm going to pour it in. It's probably not going to mix in as smooth as I would like it for you all. Here's the honey, this is what we're going to do, here's the yogurt, and then you just throw it away when you're done, right? Go in the bathroom and clean it up if you have to after class is over, right? But if you don't show it to us, it's a talk, it's not a demonstration.
Okay.
And if you went through the steps which you practiced, it would get you right back into your conclusion and you would feel more comfortable, So yeah, you let us know this isn't exactly what was supposed to happen, it didn't quite work out, but you go on. Make sense? And is it hard to do? Yes. It is absolutely hard to do, right? How many times have I been lecturing and something like the dog walks in the middle of my lecture? What do? I acknowledge the dog and then I keep going on, right? So, stuff happens. My welding instructor, he was attempting to show me something the other night and it didn't start out right. He goes, that's just what, he goes, so let's talk about how we can fix it. And then it's a great learning opportunity, right? Because I'm going to make that same mistake sooner or later. So mistakes happen. Just take a second pause. Figure it out. So as soon as you went in the bag and said crap, that's when you go, all right, I'm going to take everything out of the bag and lay my ingredients out. Everything's wet. So what? We'll clean it up afterwards. But here's the next question. Did you have a towel in your bag ready to go to clean it up?
No.
So if I was doing something that was going to be messy, I would have a Ziploc bag with a washcloth that was wet so I could wash my hands afterwards or wipe down the table or whatever. Well, you got rags right there. So I'm not super worried about that. That's easy to clean up. But maybe you think about that. Zach's going to do tires. Unless he brought gloves, he's going to have tire hands afterwards. So I don't know if he brought gloves or not to handle the tires. But after his speech is done, he's going to have dirty hands. Unless he washed the tires, which I doubt he did. Yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about things you thought she did well. Let's talk about things she can work on to improve. Help her out.
I really like the attention getter. Really good attention getter got used well in the speech.
What about it?
It just kind of went right in. It told you why you needed to listen. It gained your attention about it. Like, there's this thing going on. I should hear about it. It was really clear, concise.
Thank you.
Lose the so. The first word out of your mouth was so. Just start right with the question. It was a good question. Okay? How many of you waste food or throw food away or, and then you said don't waste, which is persuasive, so be careful.
Okay. Yes.
Okay? But then she went right into her statistics, which I think further clarified the question. She didn't wait for you to answer it. She asked the question, made you think about it, which I agree with Brian. Threw you in. Then she went into her statistics. 40% of food gets waste. How many highly insecure food people in Arizona, which was a nice tie. And then when she went into the body, she tied back to the food waste not, want not, whatever for a million people in Arizona. So that was really good. How about go ahead, Darren.
Well, I was going to say she used really common issues like impulse buying and the fruit or whatever doesn't look regularly. Those are the common things that I feel like
Oh yeah, so there was real good reasons why we do waste the food and why we choose not to. Like, I'm not going to go buy dented and bruised and ugly looking fruit, right? If I'm going to the grocery store, I'm buying the best stuff. Well, that means that fruit probably will sit there and then get thrown away, right? And so, but that's not my problem. That's the farmer's problem. That's the grocery store's problem, right? It's actually all of our problem if they chuck it. So composting, great solution, but composting is after you've already wasted the fruit, right? So for me, same thing. As fruit starts to go bad, what do you do with it? Like if a banana's sitting out there and it starts getting too spotted, my partner won't eat it. I like it when it's spotted. But if there's 5 of them that are spotted, I ain't eating 5 bananas today. You know what I mean? So we'll throw them in the freezer, and then they become part of smoothies or something like that. Right? You can do that with almost anything, can't you? Can you freeze an avocado if it's perfect? Yeah, it'll be mushy. It won't be perfect later, but you know, what are you doing with an avocado anyway? Probably mushing it up to make guacamole, right?
I like avocado toast.
I love avocado toast, but you need it mushy for that too, right? Yeah. And the other thing is when our fruit starts to go bad, we give it to our dogs. So we give some to our dogs to put in their food because they need fruits and vegetables too, right? Think about it. They don't usually pick a banana and eat a banana, or they don't eat a grape, or they don't eat a strawberry, but they eat animals that do. And they eat their stomachs. So that's how they get their fruit and vegetables, right? Anyway. So I thought really good points over buying the leading material in the landfill. So really solid use of evidence, and I think it helped. It definitely helped to make the point she was making, so I agree with Darren completely. What else, folks? Eye contact, body language.
I think all of her transitions were really good. At least between actual sections. Maybe between like specific facts there was a pause, but I think that that's okay if you're just taking your time to actually remember the fact that you're going to spill.
Yeah, I wrote down that the transitions were super helpful, really helpful. We knew exactly where she was and between the points she was moving along. So great organization. Back to the intro, credibility. Did she give you credibility? She did the step, but she did not do it well. So she asked us the question, how many of you waste food? I do. That does not make you credible on the subject. I suck at food use, so I'm going to talk to you about it. Right? So what can you do to increase your credibility on the subject matter? So I realized I was throwing a lot of food away and how much money it started to cost me. I actually one month thought about how much food I threw away and how much that money cost me. And so when this opportunity for the speech came up, I did some research on food waste and how much it impacts society. Now she's totally credible, right? So add another sentence or two. Make sense? Okay. Clear preview. She had the review at the end that she hit. Yes? Did she get her tie back to the introduction? Did she get that? Or was it kind of a rushed conclusion?
I feel like there was an attempt at tying back.
Yeah.
Because of the her getting thrown off by the demonstration, it wasn't as perfect as you could tell that she wanted it to be.
Right.
But it was at least there, which I think is good because she was distracted. So the fact that she attempted it is worthwhile to note.
Okay. Anybody else? Kiddish? Zach? No?
The movement was pretty good. She wasn't just stationary the whole time, and you also had eye contact all over the room. You weren't just looking at your cards.
I agree. She definitely made good eye contact with us. Her cards were a tool that she used to help us. I kind of feel like you did get stuck right where you are right now.
Oh, okay.
How many of you noticed she didn't move very far from the table?
Oh, yeah, I felt that too.
Which is one of my primary, that's why I didn't want the second table, is because once you get stuck behind that table, you never ever move. You get totally stuck. It's a tough one. So, and the thing is your bag was, as soon as you pull the bag up, now you have something that anchors you. You'll never leave it. So that's why I don't like people to set too much stuff out ahead of time, is because then you'll never move away from it. And that's hard to do. So, Lily, do you have anything for her?
Maybe, we're all kind of new to this. So, take a, I don't even know how to say this.
Just say it, it's okay.
No, it's just, I don't know what the word is, yeah. But, you're gonna be fine, try not to, panic as much, I guess.
Yes, it comes out very easy.
All right, anybody else have anything? All right, give her a round then.